So I told myself last week I could simply, and I stress the word simply, update D&D news separately because updates were fast moving, and oh boy, I was right about that! But even then, I underestimated how fast. Until it got to the point it was a week later, and I was now semi-paranoid that if I committed to recording over the weekend something else would crop up. So I waited a couple of days, Tuesday being the day I thought I was finally good to go. And boom! Another update. So you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm doing it. I'm pressing record. I'm recording. I'm doing it. Because a few things are now out of date, this video will just cover the relevant stuff. Yes, even with just under a week past, Wizards of the Coast, even they made their own update posts obsolete. So here we go. First off, on January 26th, via the D&DBeyond Twitter, there was an article by Kyle Brink detailing the feedback they received from the survey. Kyle writes, "When you give us playtest feedback, we take it seriously. Already, more than 15,000 of you have filled out the survey. Here's what you said. 88% do not want to publish tabletop RPG content under the OGL 1.2. 90% would have to change some aspect of their business to accommodate OGL 1.2. 89% are dissatisfied with deauthorizing OGL 1.0a. 86% are dissatisfied with the draft virtual tabletop policy. 62% are satisfied with including Systems Reference Document SRD content in Creative Commons, and the majority of those who were dissatisfied asked for more SRD content in Creative Commons." These live survey results are clear. You want OGL 1.0a, you want irrevocability, you like Creative Commons. The feedback is in such high volume and its direction is so plain that we're acting now. 1. We are leaving OGL 1.0a in place, as is untouched. 2. We are also making the entire SRD 5.1 available under a Creative Commons license. 3. You choose which you prefer to use. This Creative Commons license makes the content freely available for any use. We don't control that license and cannot alter or revoke it. It's open and irrevocable, in a way that doesn't require you to take our word for it. And its openness means that there's no need for a virtual tabletop policy. Placing the SRD under a Creative Commons license is a one-way door. There is no going back. Our goal here is to deliver on what you wanted. So, what about the goals that drove us when we started this process? We wanted to protect the D&D play experience into the future. We still want to do that with your help. We are grateful that this community is passionate and active because we'll need your help protecting the game's inclusive and welcoming nature. We wanted to limit the OGL to tabletop RPGs. With this new approach, we are setting that aside and counting on your choices to define the future of play. Here's a PDF of SRD 5.1 with the Creative Commons license. By simply publishing it, we are placing it under the irrevocable Creative Commons license. We'll get it hosted in a more convenient place next week. It was important that we take this step now, so there's no question. And there is a link to the PDF. We'll be closing the OGL 1.2 survey now. We'll keep talking with you about how we can better support our players and creators. Thanks as always for continuing to share your thoughts. Carl Brink, Executive Producer of Dungeons & Dragons. They ended up closing the survey a little early because it was that clear from the results that the feedback they had already gotten from the public for a few weeks now were unchanged. So it's official now, yay. The next day, on the 27th of January, D&DBeyond tweeted out again an image post reading, "Over the past few weeks, you, the community, have made your voices heard, and we've listened. OGL 1.0a will remain untouched, and the entire SRD 5.1 is now available under a Creative Commons license. Your feedback in the OGL 1.2 survey is already clear, and we're acting on it, and it's just repeating essentially what the article said. Thank you for your continued dedication and love for Dungeons & Dragons. We are sorry for the pain we have caused to the community. We look forward to building what comes next with our players and creators. For those asking for the legal document, here is the direct link to the new SRD 5.1 with a Creative Commons preamble, and there's a link, and that's the tweet." And today's tweet, it's on the 1st of February, but it says in the article that the update is from yesterday, the 30th of January. It is basically the system's reference document, SRD, containing guidelines for publishing content under the Open Gaming License, OGL, or Creative Commons. The Dungeon Master's Guide also provides self-publishing opportunities for individuals and groups. Use of Dungeons & Dragons content in streaming, fan art, cosplay, and other fan content is not related to the SRD, OGL, or Creative Commons, but is permitted as described in Wizards fan content policy. Then there's a link to the download of the version 5.1 SRD, Creative Commons, and also the OGL. The OGL, Creative Commons, and the Dungeon Master's Guide offer different kinds of publishing opportunities, and then there's a table below, which is like, it says last updated on the 1st of January 30th, 2023. And then there's an FAQ after that. You can read that. I will link that. I'm not going to go all the way through it. It's a big document. Haha. Okay, so that's all on Wizards of the Coast D&DBeyond Dungeons & Dragons side. So, throughout the whole thing, you've heard of a name, Linda Codega, which is now a known name in the tabletop journalism space. And they wrote an article on the Dungeon Dragon OGL Creative Commons license, which I will also link. Since they are a professional journalist, and I am not, please listen to them. They've also had a few interviews since last week too. One they held with the Critical Role folks, interviewing Matt Mercer and Marisha about their fandom, rumors, and their open D&D movement, and, you know, their thoughts on that, and as much as they can actually answer, of course. That is also linked below. Also, a slight tangent. We also found out there will be a Mighty Nein series after Vox Machina, so woohoo Prime Animation. Also, Roll for Combat, who were one of the first people to break news about the draft. And I guess I'm obligated to call it a draft cough 1.1 OGL news interview. Linda also took questions from the audience. So yeah, Roll for Combat are good guys. So have a look at that. That is also linked. There is also a Linda interview with NPR about D&D stuff, also linked. Moving on, we found out last week that over 1,500 publishers joined Paizo RPG's ORC license, which, you know, Orc, people are calling it that. So no specific update on numbers for this week, but Paizo RPG will be releasing further news about the ORC in the near future. They did, however, release a statement on their Twitter about the D&D stuff, so I'll read that. We welcome today's news for Wizards of the Coast regarding their intention not to deauthorize OGL 1.0a. We still believe there is a powerful need for an irrevocable, perpetual, independent, system-neutral open license that will serve the tabletop community via non-profit stewardship. Work on the ORC license will continue, with an expected first draft to release for comment to participating publishers in February. So yeah, look out for that, I guess. I think Kobold Press also has their Black Flag stuff that is also going to be in testing as well soon. And what else? Yeah, so finally, there's a very interesting thing from Europe, actually. Dicebreaker wrote an article about a new RPG Studios Union, which is cool. So yeah, I'll read that article quickly. So, Open RPG Studios Union emerges from dust of D&D OGL storm to promote RPGs as an art and protect creators. I am pro-union, so woohoo. Effort from French, German, and Italian publishers states support of a open D&D hashtag movement as first priority. So how long is this article? It's not that long. It's very long, actually. I'm not going to read it all. But that's cool. I will link that so you can read it. I'm not reading it. Yeah, I'm, as you could see, you might have guessed I'm a bit done with with looking for updates. I've literally been stalking the internet, and, you know, I'm sure that's all for now, and I double-checked and I triple-checked, and if there is more news after I hand the audio file to Aqua, I will put my foot down assertively and cry, so bye for now. Bye.
Before you go, remember to like, comment, and sub to us. Not only does it help out the channel and let us know what you're into, but it also makes you 100% cooler than everybody else. I checked with Aqua, it's definitely